In this idyllic paradise, a place virtually brimming over with wildlife, there's always a certain tension. They have to be wary, watching out for that one sign that'll save their lives. And only those who are alert will see it. And even then, it may just be imagined. Today, this phantom is real. But no threat at all. She's exhausted in that drooling, all dignity abandoned kind of way. Besides her particular style of relaxation, this little leopard is unique in another way. She has the most unusual jade-colored eyes. And this is her story. Toto is an affectionate Swahili name for small, and she is tiny. But she has her name for another reason as well. Let's start at the beginning, or perhaps even before that. On the banks of a river in the Ulari Motorogi Conservancy, on the edge of the Masai Mara, a much larger female leopard is having difficulty sleeping. It is hot. But her discomfort is because behind these beautiful spots, inside her swollen stomach, is where Toto is waiting, and not too patiently, to begin her tale. And her name is Fig, who, pregnant or not, seems to enjoy lying face down and tongue dangling. But enough of this lounging around. Fig must find a safer place today, in an area with one of the highest concentrations of lions and hyenas on the planet. A nearby safari camp, perfect for what she's planning. She maneuvers her way out of balance body into a very un-leopard-like descent and heads across the small trickle of a stream. The camp is on the banks of this benign little river. So, today, a large leopardess called Fig makes a decision that changes everything. She finds a quiet spot under tent number 5. And here she gives birth to Toto, a single cub, who within days is stumbling around blindly under the deck and in and out of the nearby undergrowth. She's sure of herself, but not terribly sure-footed. Climbing is in her DNA, and Fig is seldom far away. Her landlords, the camp, decide to just close off the tent and mark it as occupied. This five-star haven becomes the cub's earliest memories of home. And like her mother, she has a tongue that seems to have a mind of its own. For 2 weeks, the leopards are in residence in this small camp that is called Mara Toto, and hence the cub's name. Fig was smart enough to have found a secure refuge, but having a cub on the banks of a river brings its own risks. She keeps watch constantly. And there's little she can do about the awkward positioning of a dead hippo not far from the den, or the action it attracts. While they're distracted, and Toto stays under the brush and tent, she'll be safe. But Fig doesn't take her eyes off the hyenas. Then she sees it. One clan member can somehow smell beyond the stinking carcass. Rain in Africa is both a gift and a danger. The trick is in deciding which it is today. Fig doesn't have the luxury of using the opportunity now. If Toto gets confused or even adventurous, she'll wander off and the rain will wash her scent away. Fig must get back, quickly. But instead of staying safely undercover, Fig makes another decision that may be wise or fatal. She hears it and knows what's coming. With hours of steady rain, the mild-mannered river has turned into a raging torrent. It breaks the riverbanks, flooding, making new paths right through their home, the camp. Their lair is swamped, their safety swept away. Their survival is now totally up to Fig, so she's always on the move. Fig is aware that what lies beyond the horizon is another event that will change their lives. and it's on its way. It starts with the painted horses. Over 250,000 zebras splash in across the Mara River on the way to her territory. The hypnotic sounds of well over 1 million wildebeest startle and amaze Toto now and fill the air with anticipation and chaos. Despite the danger of being trampled, Fig is on the lookout for an even greater threat, the inevitable nomadic lions. They'll disrupt everything with their adolescent attempts to wreak havoc across the plains. Fig is a master at making use of the ultimate chaotic event of the year, but she won't have it all to herself. The herds are tired and wary, so they head into the open, away from any ambush points. It may not be what Fig wants, but the young lions will hunt in the open. The hunt is on. One thing is sure, someone will die tonight. The young nomadic lions set the ambush, but they don't give it everything they've got. Fig watches, desperate for her chance at a wildebeest. But at what risk? The thermal images unveil the night that Fig and the lions inhabit. It's a view into the world through heat. And she spots an overheated wildebeest, courtesy of hours of bungled lion attempts. It's a standoff, and sometimes it's useful to display, even against an opposing species. She might be able to take on the pregnant young female hyena, but hyenas can't keep their spoils secret for long. The word is out. Even more hyenas will appear from the darkness all the time. One last defiance, and she has to leave. And as suddenly as they arrive, the herds turn south into Tanzania and leave the Ulari Conservancy and the Mara quiet once again. The migration stayed in her territory much longer than expected this year. 3 vital months for Fig to be able to pass on some tricks of the trade and to develop Toto's tree climbing skills. Their bond grows each day. But Toto isn't aware that these lazy days are also changing. As the heat climbs and the herds go off away from the now stagnant river, following their noses to new water across the shimmering plains. Besides the lessons in climbing and being confident up high in the trees, Toto has to be taught a lot of other skills. The departing herds leave short, cropped grass, a challenge for any Thompson's gazelle that could really use the cover now to give birth. One of Toto's lessons is to look outside of her small bubble with her mother. She hasn't noticed what Fig is watching. Fig's sudden move nearly sends Toto flying out of the tree. And she's heading for the newborn. Thompson's gazelles have a tactic evolved for just this. They simply leave the fawn and step away as a decoy. Now at last, she has Toto's attention. Fig circles. But the Thompson's gazelle's tactic even fools a zebra. And that complicates matters. To the young stallion, something about the grass just doesn't seem quite right. For the zebra, it's quite a surprise when the small brown spot in the grass gets up and walks away. Well, walking may not be the best description for this particular move. But it's innovative enough to keep the zebra interested. Each time the Tommy fawn stumbles, his new zebra minder is there with a helping nudge. But this relationship is not helpful to Fig's ambitions. But perhaps it teaches Toto something. She'll be more aware of her surroundings now. Demanding and hungry cubs often force mothers to go out hunting again and again. But in the wake of the migration, Toto isn't hungry and is very forgiving. But there are more opportunities in the Olari Conservancy after the main migration leaves, when stragglers and lost individuals come through. It's a time of abundance. Many young don't make the crossings. So now, Fig and Toto take advantage and just scavenge these easy meals. The first thing she does is analyze the placement of Fig's kill. It doesn't help that she sees everything that moves as something to play with. Fig coaxes Toto to take over, to test her strength. With so few trees here, knowing how to get a kill up high is vitally important. Fig's sudden movement to chase flies, however, is a mistake. It signals Toto to play. It may not have been the intended lesson of the day, but it'll work. This one is all about mock hunting. The usual suspects hear the rough and tumble, or smell the fresh kill. It was Toto's responsibility to position the kill higher. Oh well, Mother saves the day. Another valuable lesson about distraction. Since the early days under the tent, Toto has grown up with the ever-present threat of this particular clan of hyenas. And they have a specific family perfume and very puzzling social arrangements. Surprisingly enough, this is all about mating and winning the attention of the lead hyena female, who they gang up on and attack. It's a curious courtship, but it's the way that things are done in this particular clan. It's once the ritual is over that Toto has to be careful. Toto and the hyenas are way too close for comfort. But she has backup. Having chased off the hyenas. Well, in her view anyway, Toto has a new spurt of confidence. She's a killer in small spots. When Fig patrols to warn the hyenas, it's Toto's chance to get things squared away. She has good strength for her size, and she's busy solving the puzzle, placing a floppy item into the forks of trees. But the thorns and gravity don't help. They watch her, perhaps recognizing that there's a lot could go wrong. But Fig's back. Mistakes like this often lead a mother to reprimand her cub. But Fig and Toto seem to have a very different relationship. There's a bond that usually starts to wear off around this age. Now, when Fig goes off hunting at night, Toto follows. Just watching her mother, this skilled huntress, should be enough. But as a typical adolescent, she's now determined to make her own way. She's learned that blending in lesson, much of which isn't really her doing anyway, but something she inherited just by being a leopard. She's still small, a Toto, but she's constantly on the move. A mongoose catches her attention, but then everything does. Unlike Fig, she moves to the open, even though she's quite obvious to anyone who can see well at night. And she's experimental. A newly emerged monitor lizard baby is worth a tentative prod. This phase of her life is all about exploring this strange nocturnal world that she'll soon inherit. The undergrowth yields endless possibilities for adventure. But curiosity comes with risks, and tonight she'll certainly discover that. Eerie beings watch Toto from above. But there are enticing creatures on the ground for her. Some of them armed with sharp attitudes, unwilling to be intimidated. This porcupine seems the right size prey for Toto. It's simply a test of confidence. When barbed quills aim in her direction, enough is enough. Sometimes when Toto meets spiky strangers in the shadows, she defaults into appearing harmless, or even a little mad. The take-home lesson from her night along the river is that being a solitary leopard here is just not that easy. Cute or not, she's going to need more training. And Fig is back to provide just that. Toto doesn't seem to hold on to the disappointment of failure for very long. It's probably a leopard trait she's inherited, like so many others. The ability to just shake it off and move on. But all cubs need to supplement what comes naturally with the real skills they get by watching their mothers. Now, the next lesson. A flush of young warthogs may allow just that opportunity. She watches as her mother turns into silent liquid. Fig's kill and her strategy that led to it are well absorbed. And now it's Toto's turn to recreate what she learned. And it's through these moments of mock killing and play that she learns how the muscles of a warthog respond. The weight, the smell. She's starting to see food as prey. Toto's kill ends in exactly the same way. A meal nicely delivered back to her mother. Toto's attention span is still shorter than it should be, and the Thompson Gazelle lesson taught her to be aware of everything around her. Today, the industrious hammercock or lightning birds quickly catch her eye. Now, she has a management problem. She must keep her kill and investigate the huge architecture in the sky. So, she simply takes her pig kill along with her. But when she commandeers the nest, all the birds' intricate work on the roof structure is destroyed. Toto barely notices. For her, it's a high-rise play platform. It's hard to tell if Fig is indeed impressed or just positioned nearby in case. It's all quite exhausting. The very stable structure makes a perfectly good hammock, even better because it's just a little bit higher than Fig's perch for the day. Persistent, but it's folly. The renovations will cost more in energy than just starting from scratch downstream. What Fig has to decide soon is when to let Toto go, to let her begin life on her own. She's still small. Will she be ready to outsmart the constantly agitated hyenas? When will her play turn real enough for her to kill on her own? Maybe tonight. This could be Toto's big night. She's spotted a sleeping antelope. But she fails to watch behind her. Energy burn on a missed kill is high. A scrub hare, more her size? Patience lesson pays off. timing isn't quite right. Time to find something bigger and slower, perhaps. It's a swift kill. And it's her first, a momentous moment. Pumped with success, she gets the kill up as high as she can manage. And this time, without fault. Despite the immediate arrival of the competition. And with no backup from Fig. And it's right here, right now, that Toto becomes entirely what she was born to be, the perfect leopard. A blend of both her inherited qualities and what she learned from her diligent mother. As Toto, this jade-eyed leopard, surveys her domain and enjoys the peace of a full stomach, we must ask what her future might be. Can we learn to understand her value as an individual, as a real character struggling to survive in this fragile mosaic? And if we can learn to respect, protect and celebrate all such leopards, then she may well have a future.